What's up, world? It's Katrina
and Marlina, and this is Excess Baggage,
the podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we will be unpacking adult friendships.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey, girl.
What up?
What is your baggage today?
I'm not sure, really. I mean, I have a lot of it, but
you don't know which one to focus on?
I don't know which one to focus on. I'll say one thing. I guess my baggage has to deal with the fact that Insecure is going off the air, and I don't know how I feel about this because
that is not what I was expecting.
Hey, I mean, I identify with the show a lot. I'm from, we both should. I mean, we're both from Inglewood. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've definitely have been an awkward Black girl. And, it comes back this weekend or whatever. And there's like this Insecure Fest. And I was trying to see if I could go, but I don't have the connects to get in because it's an invite only type situation. But I just hate to see it go, man. But I am excited to see about, anything that Issa Rae does is going to be great. I know that she's working on like a rap city or rap. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like another show that's coming out. I know that she's shooting now. And, she has a whole production company. So I know it's going to be whatever is next is going to be good. But I'm just like, damn, man. There go my show. But I don't know. I fucked with HBO though. I realized I fucked with HBO long ago just because, being a kid, sneaking to watch shit that you had no business watching.
That's how you realize you fuck with HBO?
Yes. And they had great programming, okay? They just do. I mean, Sex and the City was on there. The Wire. There's so many great episodic television that has come out of HBO. So I appreciate them. They hire good writers. Hint, hint, why they, have Issa Rae. But I have a hate-love or a love-hate relationship with HBO as well because of just, the MJ drama and all that stuff or whatever, which I didn't fuck with. But other than that, they're okay in my book. But yeah. I guess that's my baggage. I'm going to miss it. And I'm just not I'm looking forward to seeing how the story ends. But, it's bittersweet because it's coming so fast. Like I felt the same way about Game of Thrones. Like as soon as it was coming back and we were like, oh my God, it's back. It's back. I was so excited. But at the same time, I was like, fuck, man, that means I only got like another, 12 weeks and this shit's over.
Then it's a wrap.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you? What's your baggage?
My baggage today is I am bleeding and I'm over everything. That's it. That's all I got.
I was supposed to be, and then mine got held up just dealing with my stress and shit. So I'm actually kind of pissed because now I'm like, now we're winging it. Right?
When it gets thrown off, it's not
good. It's not good. Mm-hmm. I don't want to wing it.
Unless it's like, okay, I'm on vacation this week and we'll deal with that later.
Exactly.
Right. But otherwise, it's always a problem. Like, what is this going to look like when you do show it?
Right. It's going to be vicious. It's going to be worse than what it would have been if it just would have came on and stop playing games. But I guess it's saying the same to me. Why don't you stop playing games?
Chill out.
Maybe we would, we'll show up on time, but it is what it is. Yeah. But I'm sorry that you're going through that because as we know in the past episodes, I was anti all of it. So I am sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I was doing so good today. This is officially day 3. This is usually what was that face?
No. Well, because my friend just texted me something, or not texted me, she DM'd me something, and I did not like the comment.
I was like, what is she going through over there? Like,
no, because I know she's trying to be funny, but at the same time, I'm like, no, girl, that's not funny.
That face.
Probably because, that's not funny, but I won't put her out there. But it's like, it's something where it's like, okay, I can see how that's like, it is, but at the same time, like, it's a little
No,
too close. You didn't
too
hit
close.
too close to home.
Soon.
Too
Too
soon.
soon.
Maybe,
Yeah.
probably can't handle that one today. But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, continue.
What the hell is she going through over there? Yeah, this is supposed to be like day 3. We're cruising now.
Home stretch.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the home stretch. But today, like, I was good this morning, which is so strange. Like, I started off the day really well. About 2 hours ago, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, shit hit the fan. I don't know why. There's just like this knot on the right side where I imagine my ovary is, and it just won't let go. It's just like this little knot. And then all of my energy just got zapped all of a sudden. Like, I'm completely exhausted. I am probably going to go to bed immediately after this. Like, I'm that tired. And it is not even 7 o'clock yet. That makes no sense.
Well, I knew something was wrong when you came up and you had like a whole blanket wrapped around you.
I have a whole blanket
because
wrapped
I was going to
me.
say, okay, maybe she's cold, but I was like, probably not.
I've been freezing all day. I've been sitting at my desk with this blanket around my shoulders, another one wrapped around my waist. Like, I have socks on. Like, it's been a whole thing. Like, yes.
I feel it.
That's my baggage for the day.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll start this off by saying thank you for showing up because, me being the person I am, I might have been like, yeah, I ain't doing this today, but we love the people. So we want to make sure we get this episode out in time. But today our topic is adult friendships. Hey, friend.
Hey, girl.
So I feel like even if we talk about our friendship, right? Mm-hmm. We went to school together. Like, we grew up together. So we have
yeah. Do the people know that? Have we
do.
Officially announced that on the episodes? I feel like we briefly talk about it.
I think like the first episode for sure.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, if you're new to us, welcome. Katrina and I have known each other since elementary school, and we kind of grew up with the same like middle class Black family, the whole same area, Inglewood. And then that school kind of molded us, was kind of like, okay, well, we want you to do better. We want you to excel. So then they, everyone applied to private schools. A lot of us went, and then we went to college, and, but not, because we're talking about adult friendships, a lot of those friendships, like once you make it to college, it's like, it's a wrap. Like, especially if it's, at least childhood friendships, I would say.
Right.
Like, you could do high school together and all that jazz. But like, I felt like once you go to college, it's kind of like, okay, it's a wrap. And then you meet people in college that you mesh with, and then you kind of carry those into your adulthood. And then depending on how thick as thieves you were in college is like the gist of whether or not that even that relationship will carry on.
Sure.
But I think it all starts with the foundation, right? Like it starts with how you met and how many of the same experiences you had with the other person. I would think that would carry you longer, maybe. Because I feel like, okay, for us, for example, like I feel like it's easier for us to be like, yeah, that's like, although we're friends, like, I feel like it's more like a family, because it's like, of course this person would be around, because like, I don't even remember each other for so long at this point. I don't remember a time when you weren't there. Right. So it's weird if you weren't, right? Even if there was like, even though we had blocks of time where we didn't talk, we still, like, as soon as we saw each other again, of course, like, boom, it's like, we just picked up where we left off. So, but I also feel like, honestly, when I talk to other people who have friends from like younger ages, this is kind of a unique experience. Really? Yeah. And that's why I think it's from the foundation, because
like people are really like, you still know people from elementary school and like y'all are cool. Like y'all actually like are cool. I'm like, yeah, I know quite a few people from elementary school that I'm still cool with. Like,
right. And I think like that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's the foundation, because I feel like for adult friendships, if you meet somebody and you're already like, I don't know, what do we want to say? 25. Established, not even established, but like, people get married, they have kids, things happen. Like there's life events that happen that can very well break that friendship up, and not on purpose, just because it's just like there was no real foundation. And I feel like if you have known, like after like you've known somebody like more than 10 years, I think, I just don't see how it just wouldn't be so easy, I guess, not to like include them.
I can understand
or
that.
Be a friend to them, even
I can understand that.
It might not be every day, but like you still, it's like, okay, like that's my buddy, like that's my homie, like I don't care, like if they need me, I'm gonna be there. And I feel like some people are just, maybe they're not friends. Like they are friends, but they're more like acquaintances. And we just don't want to realize that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think that can go regardless of the foundation. I think that could be the case regardless of the foundation. Because I was trying to think if I wanted to, like, how much I wanted to say.
Oh,
I
Lord.
think about some people that I've known for quite some time. And if I'm being really honest, like we are still friends, but we are completely different people. And it is very much like we continue to, or maybe on my end, I can't speak for them, continue to invite this person around and be in certain environments and certain circles and at certain events with me because we've been around so long, and I don't not want them around. But when I really think about it, like I'm not really sure that we should be hanging out like that.
That might be true. Okay, because I do got a friend, and obviously I'm not going to disclose no information. I really, we were like close. But I don't know. I felt like once I did become an adult, our lives were going in different directions.
Absolutely.
And so I then, thought about it. I'm like, okay, like I still fuck with her, but like, I don't know if it's going to be every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if and it wasn't like I made a decision of this is going to be the time. It just, I don't know.
We're just different.
Mm-hmm.
We're just in a different place at this point. Yeah. And I feel like that happens just in life and friendships, but I think it becomes challenging in adulthood, especially because it's so hard to make new friends as an adult, at least to me. I think it can be really challenging to figure out what that looks like and how to make friends. And so you want to hold on to the people who are just there because that feels easier and more comfortable.
True. I don't know. I don't feel like it's a challenge for me to make new friends.
You would say that.
I really don't. I honestly believe that every time I meet people, they immediately want to be like friends with me. Like, let's do. And I'm always down, but to a certain degree. Like, sure. I'm like, I'm like, I have to protect who I, invite in my space. I might go and hang and, may go out for some random night with these people that I don't really know.
Sure.
But I don't know if I would like enmesh them with my friends immediately.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'd have to fill them out and everything. So it's like,
take a minute. It's like dating.
It is. It definitely is. It definitely is. Because I don't want to be the one person of like, who the hell invited this motherfucker? Right. Like, and then you look over, you're like, fuck, it was me. But I don't know. I don't feel like I have a hard time making new friends.
I feel like it's hard. And maybe it's a difference in our lifestyles. I am an entrepreneur. True. I work from home. I don't go much of anywhere because of that. I'm also less of a social butterfly than you are. So even when I wasn't working from home, I wasn't out and about as much as you are. And you like to talk to people.
Yes, I do.
And I don't.
I really do. I do because I don't know, man. Maybe I should have been a communications major. I don't know.
I could totally
But every
see that
time I talk to people, I always have the best stories, or I hear like the craziest shit. Like, and it never.
And see, I do that all day long for work. I don't want to talk to nobody because I don't want to hear no crazy stories.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Fuck that shit. Off the clock. I don't want to hear your crazy stories unless you just want to talk about like what's on the TV or something really mundane. Like I don't want to hear it. So my experience making friends is challenging because the moment you start telling me all your life story, I'm like, okay, this time out. This friendship is ended before it even starts because this is not how we're going to begin this.
Okay, so that is the therapist in you, because I have another friend who's a therapist who literally just told me this exact same thing. She was like, if I get into an Uber, she's like, I have to think about, do I really want to tell these people what I do for a living? Because, you know, you do small talk. She's like, the second I tell someone I'm a therapist, they start telling me their whole life story.
Yes.
Like, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. People can get in there and say all kinds of things. I'm a teacher. I'm this, I'm that. But the second I say I'm a therapist, it's game over.
Yes.
And so
I literally would go out and make up stories in my head of who I was. And I thought it was fun at one point because it was just like, I'm a fucking stripper or something and trying to hide what I do. Like,
no, man, it's community service. Okay. It's community service. Okay. So if you give them
there's nothing wrong with being a stripper. I'd much rather tell people I'm a stripper than a therapist at this point. Okay.
I'm saying it's a community service. So if y'all tell somebody you're a therapist, you can't even get mad if they start talking about it, because guess what? Half of the motherfuckers can't even get a therapy session if they wanted to. They couldn't get therapy if they wanted to. So it's community service. That's what's happening.
Nah, fuck that.
That's what's happening, man. And I'm sorry to tell you.
I get paid for this.
I know. And sometimes you got to do free labor.
Absolutely not.
Yes, you do.
That is not in my ministry. No.
Yes, you do.
That is not.
Yes,
no. Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Have you met me?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I quit whole jobs because they tried to make me do free labor. No.
I don't mean free labor as in like, I don't mean like you sit there like, what's it called? Charlie Brown with the damn sign that says 5 cents, please. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, occasionally speaking, bartenders go through it too. They're not therapists, but guess what? People come there and they buy drinks. They're not getting paid off of that shit.
No.
They're not getting paid for that. They might get a tip.
No. This might be the reason why it's hard to make adult friendships. I'm realizing what the problem is now.
I'm okay with it, and that's the thing. Like you said, I like talking to people. I'm okay with listening to people because, like,
you don't have to listen to people all day long. So yeah, sure.
I mean, I do.
Not in that way.
Maybe not in that way. They're not disclosing me their like deepest, darkest secrets, but I definitely have to listen to people because if I didn't, I wouldn't be good at my fucking job.
Right. No.
I would have to listen to them, even if it is a one-off comment. Maybe they didn't mean to say something and they just happen to disclose some information that is helpful to me. I can also pass along the information. This
but they're not telling you their whole life story.
Be like, this person's a little off. I don't know. I don't know.
It's different.
It is. It's just a different way. And I always think like, I don't know, I'm just going to be nice because if they come back and shoot this place up, just maybe they'll remember that one nice person that listened. So I just give it to them.
Won't be me.
It won't be for long, but I give it to them. Give them a little something.
Won't be me.
Anyway.
I might have slid them a card though.
Oh my God. Not a card.
People pay me for this. I do not do it for free, and I especially don't do it when I'm drinking.
Well, no. Oh, well, if you drink it, no, that's the best time to do it.
No,
are you kidding me?
It's not.
Yes, it is, because then I can be even more like, not that I'm not real in regular times, but at least during that drunken state, I might say something that might be a breakthrough.
It kills my whole vibe. I no longer want to engage. I'm not feeling the alcohol anymore. This tequila don't even taste like tequila. Nope. I feel like I'm at work. It just turns everything sour. I now officially realize what the problem is. Thank you. Thank you for helping me figure that out.
No, that's not it. You have to take off the professional Katrina and be Katrina in the bar, in the club.
That's what I'm trying to do. And niggas are sharing their life stories.
Is Katrina in the bar, in the club, not a friendly face? Is she not someone that you would want to walk up to and talk to? Are you not inviting? Because I've seen you in the bar, in the club. I would want to talk to you.
Like, what you trying to say?
I would want to talk to you. Why wouldn't I want to talk to you?
You can talk to me and we can talk about so many other things, but I don't want your drama.
Fair enough.
That's it. We can talk about all kinds of things. I will talk about shit I don't even know about. Great, let's talk about it. But I don't want your drama. You want to talk about drama? Pay me.
They just said no hateration in the dancery. That's all. That's all I'm going to say.
Ain't nobody hating.
That's all they said. No hateration in the dancery.
If you here for some drama, just shut up and dance. Because I ain't got it. And this is why I don't make friends.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Don't talk to Katrina in the club about anything, okay? If you come up to her, talk to her about random facts. Google some shit. Bring her some. It doesn't
even have to be all of that. Just talk to me like a regular person, but share with me all your drama.
Okay,
Marlina, that is not normal.
I feel like that's what people do at bars.
No.
Yes, they dance. Yes, they do that. But it's a catharsis. I feel like they want to be able to share. There's always somebody. No, granted, there are some people that overshare. Now, I'm not with that. But I understand how people it's a social situation. It would be weird to me if by the end of the night I didn't hear no crazy shit. And I don't mean crazy shit. I mean just like shit. Just shit that people like, girl, did you hear what she said in the bathroom? Like I always hear something.
Well, that's different. If we talking about like, okay, I might overhear some stuff or there's something going on, that's a whole different thing. But don't sit here and tell me your life story.
I get it. But I just know that like the second you ask somebody who's inebriated, like how they're doing, if you say, hey, what's up? Or how you doing? Like it can go one or two ways. Person can be like, oh, cool. I'm good. Like whatever. Oh, what you drinking? And then move on. And then it can also go in the opposite direction. And I'm not, and by no means did I say I'm just standing there in the club or at the, just not even the club, but standing there in the bar, just listening and not being able to break away. And, I know how to end a conversation without it being like rude. So I'm like, whatever. If they had a moment, they felt like they need to tell, you can tell me. I ain't going to tell. Who am I to tell?
I also don't ask people how they're doing. I don't ask people that because I know that can go either way. And I think it's rude to ask if I don't really want to hear if it's a bad answer. So I don't ask.
Right.
So I will have other conversations. I will initiate a conversation in a different way, but I will not ask how you are doing unless I have the capacity to handle whatever you're going to say. And that's something I'm very clear about.
This just got really serious.
Because that's what happened.
I
feel like I have this like stamp on my head. Tell me all your drama. But don't, because I don't have the capacity for it. Anyways.
Well,
I also, kind of staying on this subject, but moving closer to like adult friendship, which is where we began. I also wonder how much of people being in bars and telling strangers their business and stuff like that is a product of them not really having real friendships? Or is that just like, oh, I'm inebriated and I'm just going to talk to whoever?
Well, it just depends. Like that, people saying that you have liquid courage during those times, you do. So sometimes, not necessarily meaning that you won't talk to your friends about it, but a lot of times your friends, I'm not saying that they don't have the answers. They want what's best for you, right? They do. Mm-hmm. So they are already biased. So I feel like sometimes people feel more comfortable sharing something that maybe they wouldn't, or maybe they have told their friends, but like they feel like I don't want to talk about this anymore with my friends, because I also don't want my friends to be like
over it or
over it
judgmental
and judgmental to the
Yeah.
point where you're just like, oh fuck, okay, I'm just not going to talk at all, and I'm not going to share it all. So I can see why somebody. That's why I said I'm always like, okay, I don't really care. Like if someone starts talking to me, I know how to, I guess, to navigate that, to be like, girl, well, fuck him. Like, let's just have a shot. You know, like I know how to like get somebody out of whatever it is that they're doing. Not because I don't want to hear them, but I know that I know that person. Okay. I just know that person. And I've also been that person, not necessarily telling a stranger, but I can understand why somebody would be like, oh, you know, I'm here. My friends dragged me out. Don't really want to be here, but I'm here. And now I'm, you know, I'm standing here at this bar and like they're talking and they're having a great ass time or whatever. And I kind of want to like, you know, say something that I'm feeling right now. So I get it. But I hope that, you know, that's not the case.
Yeah. I've never been that person. Never been that person. I can understand it from like a very like psychological, logical standpoint, but I've never been that person. I don't tell my business to strangers in that way, except somebody I'm paying to do that because I have a therapist and that's what I do in therapy. But I've never been that person. And I don't completely, okay. Coming back to, you know, adult friendships, as I'm hearing you say that, I was realizing and thinking to myself, yes, I can understand why somebody might do that. I can understand the dynamics of that. All of that makes sense to me. I've never been that person. And I don't feel like that is a healthy way to start a friendship because you're setting the precedent that you're just going to be spilling all your business to me. And so immediately I'm like, I don't want to do this because I don't want friendships where like that is the dynamic. And maybe that is like overthinking it.
It is because I'm like, I'm not taking the person home. I'm not.
No, but we're talking about making friends. And so if the first time I meet you, you just telling me all your business, I'm kind of like, ooh, honey, I get it. You're having a hard time. Fine. But like, that doesn't feel like a healthy friendship to me or a healthy way to start a friendship to me because that is not the dynamic. And some of that comes from I've been in that dynamic in friendships a lot where like I was the only stable friend who didn't always need a sounding board and everybody came to me for everything. And I just don't want that in my friendships. And so when I first meet somebody, first impressions are a big deal. And the first time I meet you, if that's how we are meeting is engaging in your drama, I don't really think that that's going to turn into anything because that is not the way that I want my friendships to look. Now, if we met and we partying and we having a good time, by all means. But if we met and our first bonding moment is over your drama, I think I'm okay. I think you should probably find somebody to talk to and maybe another time we can be friends. But I don't know. As you were saying that, I was like, yeah, that feels like that's not a healthy way to start a friendship. And so I wouldn't even if I engaged in the conversation, I wouldn't even put it in my mind to want to engage with that person further after that night because of that.
I don't know. I'm neither here nor there about it. To me, it's like, look, if this person is being human, like whether it depends on what we're talking about too. Like if somebody it really depends on the scenario. I'm not going to judge a person, you know, I'm just not. I don't know where this is going to lead, how the conversation is going to end. Like now, if she talking about fighting somebody or doing some other like crazy shit, I understand that. But like somebody just letting me know, like, yeah, like I just got dumped or this happened or something happened to them, I wouldn't say, oh, I probably will never be friends with them. I don't know if I might meet this person again or if I'll see them again. I don't know them. How can I say that immediately? Yeah, first impressions, yes, but it's like this is a brief moment. And
okay, I think we're talking about two different things because you're talking about somebody just naming something and I'm talking about people sitting there having like a therapy session with me. because the way that you worded it when your friend was talking about it, it's like, oh, if I get in an Uber and I tell them what my job is and they just start telling me all their business, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you just name things, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, but I also don't know the progression of conversation. If somebody says something or whatever, like it's up to me whether or not I want to continue this. So if I get inside of an Uber and somebody says something to me, they don't just start off immediate. I know she was like, I don't even know how to say it. I know that she was like, yeah, can you believe this? Blah, 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 blah. But like at the same time, like, I know it wasn't like the second you said, oh, yeah, well, my wife did this and she did this. I don't think it was that type of exchange. But if you start talking and then they start maybe dwelling on more than ever, I'm like, what? We're in here for 20 minutes. Why do I care? And I get it. That is your job. I, on the other hand, was like, I don't have to take this. I'm never going to take this home with me. Like, like it was a passing moment and then I move on with my night. Like, it's not going to affect me to the point where I'm just like, nah, I'm good on them. Like, I wouldn't care either way. I care enough because this person is just speaking and they needed somebody to talk to. That's it. Like, and I
think that's the difference though, is that it is going home with me because this is my home life. And I'm not taking it with me, but it is being brought to me. And that's the difference and why it feels so invasive as a therapist, because then it's like, no, I'm not on the clock. And I understand that you are having a human moment and we are all allowed to have those. And there are appropriate ways of navigating how you share that with people and checking in and getting consent about whether people feel okay with you dumping that stuff on them. And that is the problem. As a therapist, I can understand how for you, that's not that big of a deal. But for me, it is a lot. And it feels incredibly disrespectful in a lot of ways, that it's like at the moment I name that, because people will just run off a whole story. You can't even get a word in edgewise. And it's like, oh, wait, I didn't say I'm your therapist. Chill out. You can go handle that elsewhere. And I think that's the difference. You're not taking it home. I'm not going to take this person's story home with me either. And this is my home life. This is my outside of work life. And you are bringing that to me. And that does not feel okay. And that feels like a really inappropriate place to start any kind of relationship. So then immediately I'm just like, okay, I'm a little turned off from this. And no judgment to them, just like this doesn't feel comfortable to me. So I no longer want to engage.
Right. Rightfully so. I mean, it's your prerogative. Like, it's your life. So I'm just saying, for like I said, it's just a difference. There's a difference there because I'm not in that field.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that makes building friendships for me as an adult more challenging. And that's not the only challenge, but that is a big challenge. The other challenge is being I work from home. I think a lot of people build relationships and friendships at work or in work settings. And I don't have the opportunity to do that so much. As an entrepreneur and as somebody who just doesn't go into an office, because that's what co-working spaces can build as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't have those opportunities.
Something that you want to do at some point, like
go into an office?
Yeah, well, not into I guess not into an office, but like in a WeWork type situation.
So when I first started working for myself, I would go to coffee shops all the time and I would work at coffee shops. And that gave me kind of that experience of being around people and having community. And I met people in that way sometimes, not often, but I would. There are a lot of people who are also entrepreneurs or remote workers who do the same thing or similar things. And so I've done that. COVID has made that a little bit more challenging. So I can't do that as much, or I don't do that as much. And I've also learned to connect with other therapists in different ways. And so I've built friendships with other therapists who are also in private practice and work for themselves. And so I've been able to build community around that. But it has been much more of a challenge than it was when I was in an office every day with the same people.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more natural when you see the same people in passing every day. Even if y'all don't even work in the same office or in the same department, it's like you see the same people all the time, or you go to the same lunch spot, or, you know, different things like that. It's more natural to be able to gain relationships in that way.
Yeah. I have some people, like, I don't know. I feel like for my work, like, I feel like my work friends are close to me because I've spent more hours there in the building with them, those people, probably more than my, you know, family at times,
Right.
you know, because, you know, committing that much time and, you know, every day, you know, 8-10 hours, you know, and then you come home or whatever, and you know, and then so I feel like my work friends, I really had to like fuck with them for real, because if not, then that would be just not a good look. I mean, not everybody, but you know, you have like the people that you've been working, or your class. Like I always say, like the people you came in with, or the people you just became close with. So I get that. But I think for any other adult friendships, it's just hard to, like, I guess what you're really talking about altogether is just maintaining them, like trying to, you know, once you get them, how do you maintain them? Right.
You're right.
And for me, it's just like, I always think that communicating is like the best way. Like if you, even if you're just thinking about them or something, you remembered something or something they liked, like even just making that little effort to like check in or whatever, even if you hadn't seen them in months, is just important, because if not, like so many things happen, you know?
Right.
Car broke down, you got to do this, you got to, you know, go help your mom, you got, you know, business and work things, and then if you have kids, and then if you're in a relationship or married, like it's a lot of things to balance.
Absolutely.
So I feel like the best like way is to make sure that you know, that you're, you know, that person knows that you're there.
Yeah.
It's definitely just a check-in. And then after the check-in, there should definitely be like it's just funny. I keep seeing that meme where it's like adult friendships or relationship or adult friendships. I think it says, oh, when are you free? Oh, how about my calendar? Like we'll talk in November. Like let's get together in November. Like you have to plan things, but you have to actually plan.
Right.
And you know, it's all about effort, man. At the end of the day, it really is with all relationships. It's you pick and choose what you invite in, like you said earlier. And if this friendship is worth it, or you feel like that, you know, we're walking in this life together. You know, we might be on two different streets, but we're still walking the same. You know, we're still going in the same direction. So yeah, man. And you can't. At the end of the day, I feel like we as people, we all need people. We
Absolutely
do. You know. So
I think it's also important to note, and I feel this way, especially as a woman. I don't know if it's the same with men. I have not witnessed it to be so much of the same with men. One, I think it's important to have friendships with people who put friendship at the same level as you do.
Oh,
and
like that is definition. Like you
the same definition.
Yeah.
You define it the same, but you also have the same level of like, you hold it to the same level of importance. Because as a woman, I have noticed as a lot of my friends get married, have kids, and like their lives shift in that way, or even like get certain career changes and stuff like that happening in their lives. I've noticed that a lot of them will start to fall away from their friendships. And I think a lot of that is because the level of importance that they put on that friendship is then different, or on friendship in general is then different. And it's become incredibly important to me to make sure that I am engaging with people in friendships who put friendship at the same level of importance as I did. That's not to say that you have to put me above your husband, but it is that we are at the same level when it comes to that. Because I talking to a lot of women who are, you know, single, or they're divorced or whatever, and they're in these dynamics now where their friends just don't show up as much, or the responsibility is on them to do more of the reaching out and things of that nature, because now their friends' lifestyle has changed. And that is really hard when we're talking about communication and maintenance because it can't be one-sided. And so having people who put friendship at the same level of importance, I think is a big factor in maintaining relationships in a way that is healthy and reciprocal. And I don't think we talk about that enough.
Yeah, people do get married and they forget about you. But, you know, it's okay. Or here's the thing. You also have to know your friend, right? I feel. And sometimes people get wrapped up into other, like, this is now their story, right? They're wrapped up into that or whatever. And so I try my best not to take it personal. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. Do I miss my friend? Yes. But at the same time, I'm like, I know my friend. I know them. And so I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't want to get mad or upset of someone who has already kind of laid out that pattern before.
What if they didn't lay out the pattern?
Okay, if they didn't before, then that would be up to me and that friend to sit down and have a conversation about it.
Right.
You know, but if I know them, and I know that, like, okay, normally when this person gets in a relationship, they're going balls deep in it. Okay. I know I hate to say balls deep, but whatever.
But you said it twice.
I did. But anyway, they really are in their relationship. And I just know, I was just like, I know the deal, and I've even had thoughts that when I've gotten into relationships and I wasn't like that maybe maybe I'm like, am I just a better planner? Or am I also just like not like, I don't know. Like, I'm sick of this nigga. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm sick of my partner, but a lot of times I'm always like, yeah, go have fun, man. Go have fun. Like, I want to do things with him, wherever he is. I want to do things with him, but at the same time, it's like we also were our own people before we got together. Right. So I expect you to have your time with your friends and me to have time with my friends. And some people, they really didn't have that background with their friends to begin with. So when they found each other, they're like, oh, well, this is my best friend. And now I'm going to do all my things with this person. And that's cool.
I think that that's true. I also think that there are some people who have that background with their friends. And especially as women, we are taught that your partner is supposed to be your everything. And so they dive headfirst into being wives and partners, and maybe not even wives, girlfriends, in a way that is very extremely unhealthy. And I think that that is a narrative that many of us are moving away from, and not all of us have. And it still comes up and happens a lot of the time. Yeah.
I mean, if you could see me, I was just shaking my head like, I can't do it. I
can't do it either. I've never
been able to do it though. Like, and it's
me either.
It's not that I didn't have a good relationship with the person. At one point, it was a good relationship, but I still always was like, okay, no, I got to go do this. I have this to do. Blah, blah, blah. That person knows me well enough to know that there's no way. Like, there's just a level of independence I've always had that can't be taken away from me.
Right. And that's why I say it is important when you have friendships to know who are the people who put friendship at that same place. Because when you need people, if all of your friends are in relationships and they're all the people who are headfirst in their relationships and don't care about nothing else, that's not going to work. And it doesn't have to be something you take personally, but it's not going to work. So it's important to make sure that you have people around who are at that same, like, no matter what's going on, I'm going to make sure I maintain my friendships, because that is equally as important to me as my other relationships or other things going on in my life.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's why I feel like all of my friends, like the ones that are in my circle, like Rock, everybody, like Rock, Time, Cam, Creanie, my two J's, like the people that are all in my circle, Simon, like that, those people, like, yeah, I will answer a call at any time. I will make sure or whatever that I'm there for them, because I know the vice versa. Like, no matter if that is happening with their relationship or they're going through something or meaning not going through something, but if they're becoming closer with their partner or they're, strengthening their relationship, or maybe they are really focused on them. Again, I know my friends, so I don't take it like personal, but I also know that they wouldn't, let the friendship slip at all. Like you said, like we have that same level of respect for each other that we know it's like, okay, no, wait a minute. I ain't heard from such in a minute, so like what's going on with them?
Exactly.
It would feel foreign not to step up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. I think the maintenance piece is really about making sure that it is going to be reciprocal regardless of what's going on. Because as adults, it's so much harder to maintain because like you said, so much happens. We just have so much going on in the day-to-day. It's easy to just not talk.
You're right.
So having people who are going to be like, yo, I ain't heard from Marlina in 2 weeks. Let me call her, I think is really important. And yeah, if you don't have that, then it becomes you're the only one doing all the reaching out. And that's not okay either.
No, it's not
fair.
It's not fair and it doesn't feel good. And if I'm reaching out and you're fake responding and you're not really following through, that's a wrap. It's a wrap for me as well, because I'm like, why are you even pretending like you're going to commit to something? Don't pretend. Like if you're overwhelmed and you don't have time for me, just say that.
Just say that. Yeah. Yeah.
We're adults, so
use your words.
It shouldn't be hard to say that. And I get it. Like some people don't want to like hurt people's feelings, but at the end of the day, you're wasting my time. And I think that's worse than my feelings getting hurt. My feelings get hurt every goddamn day. Okay. Have you been here? It's a wreck around here. Okay. It's a wreck.
And it can also be more hurtful that you like are faking the funk. Like, I'd rather you just come out and be like, look, I don't have it right now, but like, let me get back to you in a few weeks. I'd rather you just say that. It's more hurtful if I'm sitting around waiting because I'm thinking you trying to, or I keep reaching out because I'm thinking, oh, I thought we was trying to make something happen and you just ignoring me or not showing up. Like, that is more hurtful.
It is. And that's how you get resentful. And then you don't want to fuck with nobody no more. And then they try to figure out, oh, why wasn't I invited to your wedding? Or why did you not include me on this special day? I'm like, bitch, because you did not show up for me at all the times that I showed up for you or whatever. And it's not that I'm keeping score. I just feel like if you didn't recognize something was going wrong, then this shit was already a wrap. So
you said that like that was real personal.
Could be. Could be. But I
felt all the energy of that. But I hear you. And yes, I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree.
But, like I said, just let people know you're thinking about them. These years fly by and you don't want to be thinking about it, when you're like 80. You ain't got nobody and you like, well, damn, what happened to everybody? I'm like, well, you didn't return their calls. You didn't, you said you was down, but you really wasn't. Right. So,
And after the year and a half we just had and all the stuff that people done been through, like if you have not determined that you were going to put more energy and effort into meaningful relationships, you probably need to figure that out.
You do. And you probably need to get a therapist because it's going to be a long road for you. It's going to be long.
Long.
And when you get to the destination, you're going to be so wore out.
And you're going to be mad you didn't start sooner.
Yep. And I'm not going to be there to say that I told you so. I tell you that right now, that is not me. And that is not Marlena. That is not M. Lively. Okay. She doesn't do that.
No, she doesn't. Can't say Katrina wouldn't.
I literally was about to say this, and then you said it before me, damn it. I was about to say, well, that makes one of us.
I can't say Katrina wouldn't. I might not. Maybe. We'll see.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks.
Listen, my mouth gets the best of me sometimes, okay? She's real honest in these streets.
Well, it's better than being faulty.
I mean, you want me to lie to you?
Sometimes.
Okay, sorry.
Not lie. That's why I say communication. Not even sugarcoat. Finesse.
Finesse. I can finesse things.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just give me a little something. You know, sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I want it to be real, but I don't want it to be raw. You understand what I'm saying?
I can finesse. I'm not always raw.
Because sometimes I'd be like, not you, I'm just saying in general. I'm just like, woof, like, sheesh, you know, like sometimes I'm like, damn, like there's a language for a reason. we gotta get a little crafty, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta be gentle with people.
You gotta be gentle. People need grace. Shit.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't want to feel bad after that either. So let's
Yeah, nah. I'm not just out here I'm not that person. Not that person. But like, I will tell you about yourself.
You'd be sitting there just, you know, like the cartoon would be like they got knocked down and on top it's just like swirling. Like
it's like the worst feeling in the world when you already in a place and you don't feel right and somebody just come in behind you like, girl, I told you that wasn't well, listen, now I know, and I know
you just knifed
I don't
me.
Feel
you
good.
Just
like,
literally just knifed me in the side. That's what you did. You just shanked. You just did a shank move like we in prison or some shit. Like, God damn.
Keep poking the wound? I know. It was a bad decision. Thank you. I'm facing the consequences now.
I hear myself talking. That's another thing. Okay? Sheesh.
I don't even know what
that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, let me say that before we go. Just at the end of the day, I hear myself talk, and I know you do too. Okay, but we got to pick and choose how we communicate, because sometimes it's like, you know, I'm already getting the straight no chaser. Okay, I'm already getting it. Okay, but I wasn't raised by no fool, so I get it straight no chaser on a regular from just my mama. So I really am like, with my friends,
I don't need you to beat me up.
Yeah, don't beat me up. Just pray for me, okay? Just
don't pray for Katrina.
Just get me out of my own way. Just help. Just be gentle about it. That's all.
There you go. You can be gentle about it. Don't pray for me. I don't trust everybody to pray for me.
Oh Lord. You know what?
I just want to be clear.
Nah, that's it. I'm done. All right. Yes, adult friendships, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Good luck. This next segment is called Roses. Marlina, who would you like to give your rose to today?
Well, after this, I wanted to give my rose to myself. Okay.
There you go.
Although we are talking about friends, shout out to all my friends. I love y'all. I do want to give it to me because I would say it is a reflection of my friends or my friendships. Is, you know, this past week, I've been personally just going through a lot of shit, just a lot. Actually, really this past month, maybe this past year. But you know, things happen and it becomes a boiling point and then it spills over. And I just want to give myself just like a shout out for not quitting, you know, not backing down and not giving up on myself, because a lot of times we tend to make, you know, you're the star of your own show, right? And when the show is just not, you know, it's not working. We're at a climax situation that it's you know, it can be dramatic. It can be very dramatic. Absolutely. And I just want to, you know, give myself some love because I'm not, you know, we have talked about sometimes people misconceive things about you, right? And while I am very outgoing, talkative, all those fabulous things, you know, I'm also very giving and very caring and very sensitive. I would say I am very much an empath and I feel a lot. And that's probably why I have to do a lot of movement and, you know, I have to be social and let stuff out, because it's like, if I don't, I'll just stew on it and stir on it. And that's just not a good place to be. So I want to give me a shout out, not only for not giving up, but also for the people that I have picked up over the years. These people really do. My tribe really does care about me. And they all check in their own way. And I'm just so grateful that God or the highest power brought these people into my life, because I do know that they, would do anything for me. So, and that's I feel like it's not only just a testament to them and where they come from, it's also a testament from where I come from.
Absolutely.
The type of people
that you attract and that you bring in. And yeah,
exactly. Like, I can't say enough about them. So shout out to me and them, and we're just gonna keep on rolling through this baggage that's excessive. That can be a lot. But shout out to them, and shout out to me.
Shout out to you. Yes, shout out to you. I know you've been having a hard time, but you're moving through it. And you're doing it in a much, we'll just say, a different way than you used to in the past. And it's good to see you in this place, dealing with it in a more healthy way. And it's good to see you doing that.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're going to be all right.
I think so. Actually, I don't think so. I know so. So, Katrina, who are you going to give your rose to this week?
This week, I am giving my rose to my Reiki coach, Marilyn. So I engage in a number of wellness practices out in the world for myself, in addition to, therapy, because I want to make sure that I'm keeping myself healthy and keeping myself sane and all of those things. And so I have a coach who I work with on a weekly basis. She's been working with me. I've known her for years, but she's been working with me, I want to say consistently, for about a year now, weekly. Because when I was really going through it last year, I called her and was like, I need sessions. I need them weekly. I don't care the price. Just tell me a day and time, because I am not okay. And so I just want to give her a shout out, because she has been with me through so much grief, so much loss, so much turmoil, so much stuff. And I feel like I have been coming to the other end of that in the last couple of months. And she is like, look at you on the other end of all this stuff. And you out here thriving and being okay and all the things. And I attribute that to so many of the wellness providers in my life who have showed up for me and who have been there for me. But she has been one of them who has just been riding with me for the last year very consistently. And I appreciate her and the way that she helps me to move through this energetically, because talk therapy is great and it is helpful, but sometimes we need something different. And the energy work is something that I just think has been so helpful for me in so many ways. So shout out to her, my Reiki coach. She be doing all the things, but it has been helpful.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had Reiki. Well, I have. Yes, I have. Like, being in meditation, like in a meditation class, I've had somebody pass by, but not like an individual, like just you and them. But I am interested in trying it out.
Come on, girl.
I've been interested in trying it out. You know me. I'll try. Mm-hmm. And then I always make a decision, okay, is this something that you like, or
right,
or you really you want to do it, or I usually do a little trial or something. But yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds really good. And I'm glad that she was there to help you through all that, because it is a lot when it's starting to pile up. And it's okay. That's why it's it's mental health, it's physical health, it's just health, getting you through your day to day.
All the things. Yeah, absolutely. So. That's why I keep a team. I have a team. I now have an acupuncturist. I have a Reiki coach. I have a therapist. I am determined to find a Black massage therapist. So if anybody has a massage therapist who is Black in LA, let me know, because I definitely need one. I have a care team.
I do. Well, I don't know. I have to find that out.
Yes, let me know, because Yes. I have a care team so that I am always well
I
taken
feel like
care
she
of.
is Black, though. I feel like she's Black and something. That's why I said, let me find out.
Oh, you need to find out if she's Black or not.
Right. That's what I meant by that. You know, I just know that she's like real cool or whatever. And I love her vibe and all that. But
I mean, I am open to others as well, but I prefer to support Black businesses.
I feel like she's Black and Asian, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, she's real
Let
cool.
me know.
You like her. But yeah.
Yeah. Gotta have your care team.
You do. And one day I'll be able to afford a team. I'm just kidding. No.
What was that voice?
One day I'll be able to afford a team just like you. No, yeah. No, really, it would be nice to have a team.
Mm-hmm.
I only got like 2 things on deck right now, but you know, eventually I'll make it there.
I'm working on building up. There was a time when I couldn't do it either, but Kaiser is now paying for my therapy. So that freed up a lot of my money.
Wait a minute. How? We need to talk about this off air.
Because my therapist got paneled with Kaiser. So now she can accept insurance. So that freed up a lot of money.
Must be nice.
I was paying $400 a month for therapy. So yes, it is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I know what it is.
It's very nice. It's quite nice. So that freed up some money so that I can invest in more of a team.
Yep. And that's what we got to do. Invest in health.
Mm-hmm.
The wealth of you. Invest in the wealth of you, whatever that means.
I love how you're turning this into a whole slogan.
Communication.
I really don't know what happened on today's episode. I don't know what's happening.
Me neither, but we're rolling with it. We're here. We made it, okay? We made it.
And thank you all for riding with us. Well, that was another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
For sure.